Hello, welcome to CAD for Horticulture. Today we're going to continue from the last lesson where we set up this template. This is 11 by 17 sheet size, meant to be printed in model space to 1 to 10 scale. What we need to do to set this up is to go to the Layout tab. So Layout tab, there are two of them in AutoCAD. There's one on the top, and actually there's two on the bottom. This we want to pick from the ribbon, the Layout tab on the ribbon. We're going to go to Page Setup. It's going to open up the manager and it's going to have model space already highlighted. Then we'll click modify. From there, we need to set up what we want to print. This will look just like the printer interface, but we are missing some buttons at the bottom for the printing. First thing we need to do is select the printer. So right here we have the printer, the name. We want to click on this pull down menu and go all the way down until we see DWG to PDF and select that one. Now we're going to pick the paper size. So the paper size we want to pick, we're going to go down here and we're going to find one that is the B-sized paper that is 17 by 11 inches. So it'll already be in landscape format. And it'll show a little preview right here. And now a little bit of a tricky part in the plot area. We want to actually go to window. We want to define where we're going to pick. The first time you use this, your dialog box will disappear. You'll use your O snaps to pick the lower corner, the upper corner, and then when you come back, you'll notice there's a new button here. So if you want to redefine your window, that's what you would pick from now on. We want to go to preview so we can see exactly what's being printed. So you can see this is the educational version. So this is how it's going to print. If you had the standard version, it would not have this produced by Autodesk educational product. So once we have our sheet size set up, we're going to go in and set our plot scale. This is where you actually set the scale to the drawing. So we're going to unclick the fit to paper and we're going to use a custom scale. We're going to go down here and any scale you want to use, we're going to use 10 scale. You take that scale and you multiply it by a factor of 12. So 10 scale times 12 equals 120. 20 scale times 12 is 240. 1/8 scale, you take the 8 times 12 and you get 96. Quarter scale, 48. So I can enter that down in the units, 120. And now I can go back to preview. And I don't have any warnings. If I were to pick a different scale, 240, it would make that sheet really small. So let's go back to 120. Say OK. So now we have our sheet, and as we're going out, we need to close this again. So now we are ready to print. So if I go into my printer interface, go to print, which is also called plot, and we have all this information. I can hit a preview, and it'll say the annotation scale does not equal the plot scale. Do you want to continue? I do want to continue. And that is exactly what would print. One last thing, when you're in the printer dialog box, there's this extra arrow for more options. And this you'll be able to switch to portrait. And notice when I switch portrait, my warning window changes. And that tells me that something is going to go wrong. If I hit preview, I'm going to click this off. It would show you that your drawing is now messed up and you need to change something. So I'm going to right click, exit, and change it back to landscape. Now the apply to layout is active, and then I can say OK. Once you hit OK on a PDF, it will open up another window and ask you where you want to save it. So I can go up here to assignments, and I'm going to say test 11 by 17 sheet and save. So let me pull this over. This opened up into my Adobe. And there we are. That is what your drawing would look like. Hopefully that was helpful, and come back for more lessons.